To Dionysius the tyrant would sneak Damon concealing a dagger, as slapped by the guards in a fetter. What would you do with a dagger? Speak, demands the despot, his visage bleak. I would free the state from a tyrant, for that on the cross be repentant.
He replies, ready to die, and do not beseech you to spare me. But if you would show me mercy, I ask you to let 3 days go by till my sister her marriage bonds may tie. He'll leave you, my friend, in bondage, if I flee his life as hostage.
The king then smiles with malice in his face, and speaks after thinking just briefly. 3 days I'll give for your journey. But beware, if you've used up your days of grace before ye return to me from the place, then he must to death be committed, but your sentence will be remitted.
And he comes to his friend the king, bids that I must pay by crucifixion for my wrongful act of passion. But he will let 3 days go by till my sister her marriage bonds may tie. So stay as my pledge till I hasten back to your bonds to unfasten.
And the true friend embraces him silently and goes to the tyrant in submission. The other goes hence on his mission. And before the sun rises upon the 3rd day, he quickly gives his sister in marriage away, hurries home with anxious spirit that he stay not beyond the time limit.
Then the rain comes pouring down endlessly from the mountains, the springs are rushing, and the brooks and the streams are gushing. To the bank with his wanderer's staff comes he, as the whirlpool is tearing the bridge away, and the waves now break with the thunder, the arch of the vault asunder.
And hopeless he wanders the shore's dark sand as widely as he scouts and gazes, and as loud as the cries he raises, here no boat puts out from safety strand which brings him across to the wished for land. No skipper mans his station, and the wild stream swells to an ocean.
Then he sinks on the shore and prays and cries, his hands up to Zeus extended, oh let the storm's wrath be ended. The hours are hastening, at midday lies the sun, and if it leaves the skies and I cannot reach the city, then my friend must die without pity.
But renewed the rage of the storm does grow, and wave upon wave goes racing, and hour after hour is chasing. His courage he seizes, his fear makes him go, and headlong he dives in the thundering flow, and cleaves in a powerful fashion the flood, and of God has compassion.
And he wins the bank and runs from the flood, and thanks to the God he expresses, when a band of robbers then presses from out a nocturnal spot in the wood, his pathway blocking, and snorts for his blood, and holds up the wanderers speeding with threatening cudgels impeding.
What do you want? He cries pale with fear, I've naught but my life to render, which I to the king must surrender. And he grabs the club from the one most near, for the sake of my friend be merciful here. And 3 with a powerful beating he slays, the others retreating.
And the sun glows hot as a burning brand, and from all of the pains of his mission he sinks to his knees in exhaustion. Oh, you've saved me with mercy from robbers' hand, from out of the stream to the sacred land. And shall I here languishing perish, and my friend die for me whom I cherish?
And hark, there it pearls silver clear, quite close like a rippling it rushes, and to listen he halts and hushes, and see from the rock ledge now babbling near, and a buoyant fountain springs murmuring here, and he joyfully kneels down and washes, and his burning limbs refreshes.
And the sunlight slants through the verdant trees, and paints on the glistening meadows the forest's gigantic shadows, and 2 wanderers walking the road he sees, he would hasten along as past them he flees, then he hears the words they are saying, now him on the cross they're slaying.
And now fear gives wings to his hastening gait, pangs of grief are him pursuing, and shimmering red doth evening distant Syracuse towers await, and here Philostratus comes from its gate, the household's honest keeper, who with horror perceives his master.
Go back. It's too late to save your friend, so save your own life, for the future. Even now to death does he suffer. Your return he awaited for hours on end, to you his hopeful soul did bend, with a faith too strong and valiant to be robbed by the scorn of the tyrant.
And is it too late? And can I not lend him the hand of a welcome savior? Then in death I'll join him forever. Let the bloody tyrant's boasting end, that the friend has broken his word to his friend. Let him slaughter us 2 together, and believe in love and honor.
And the sun now descends. By the gate he stands nigh, and sees the cross elevated, which the gaping crowd has awaited. On the rope already his friend lifted high, through the thick of the throng he goes charging by. Me, hangman, kill me. 'Tis crying, am the one for whom he is dying.
and amazement seizes the people all round. The two friends give each other embraces. Tears of sorrow and joy wet their faces. No eye without tears is there to be found, and the wonderful tale to the king is then bound. Humanely his feelings are shaken, to his throne are they quickly then taken.
And long he regards them with wondering eye. Then he speaks. You have prospered, my heart you now have conquered, and truth faith, 'tis no empty vanity. So into your friendship's bond take me. I would, if allowed my intention, become the third in your union.